Yeah, it's Jason Faulkner again. I'm still drinking my coffee. My third reheat. I've been busy editing movies and uploading it, all that good stuff. It's 7:22. Slept real good last night. Didn't disturb the wildlife. I woke up at 5:30ish, 5:22. Peeked out the window and I saw a big fat one just walking this way. But I seen they had done cleared up most of this. They left a little bit here and there, even on this rail, which they normally clean thorough, but it was soggy. And, I've been pandering and complaining and everything in my videos, and it really don't matter. It's such a locked out society of Orwellian proportion. And, everything marches on, even while it abuses everything around it. It grins, it laughs, it does its sadistics, and it marches on, and that's about it. I think I'll go fishing. There's my art piece I did. I did that about a year ago. It's been sitting there with the eyeballs loose on it. The Gorilla Glue worked great. That's some hard wire to bend. That's the thick stuff. Looks awesome. I like the form. The proportions there. Awesome. I've got another piece. This is the first one I did the concept of, and I was like, well, I'll make a wire human head. And believe you me, when you start bending all this stuff, it wears you out. And, whatever. There it is. That one's good. I like that. That's good enough for me. This a failed attempt. Figuring out how long the wire is, and by the time you bend the lips into it, your head roundness is going to be too small to match the rest of the contour. Won't have that great protrusion, that 3D dimension. And I was like, I'm not going to keep bending that shit. So there it is. There's another pendulum I was going to set up. And then I had a smaller one that I was working on. And I was like, man, and then the basket. And I was like, oh, let's hang the basket. And whatever. Blah, blah, blah. There's another pendulum. I will engineer and build anyone one of these and even set it up for them if they want to pay. Any proportion. If not, they can just keep mooching off my videos and enjoying them, whatever. They probably think, I'm just too damn lazy to go out and put anything in it for the animals. I'm just going to wait for Donald Trump to sell me my new subscription of gut injections like I had diabetes so I can lose weight. You're bastards out there. Anyway, I'm going fishing. I don't care. I just started sneezing for 5 minutes. Like one of these dormant WMDs done gave me some, which they did. Just by a close proximity, not even physical contact. It's a hell of a crowd. They know how deep of demeaning and evil monstrosity they'll do repeatedly. It's a sick sect of cultures out there, a cabal, and they take pride in their viciousness. I don't know what to say. Don't really care neither. Nah, fuck them. Anyway, I gotta get my card of America out here. I'm disappointed by the fishing these fishing guys, these bubs, this clique of bubs, you know, they're the same cut. They're cut from the same cloth, but they got a real slick talent. They're sportsmen and all this and that. But yet, when you innovate and try to pioneer in that industry, there is no camaraderie. It's all the same greed, just under a different wrapper. And I like my fishing rattles, you know, no interest whatsoever. Or the Card of America, or the UFO Shiner Probe. Nah. They have a more important social cue that they follow, like all the other affirmative action recipients. And that has its own doctrine and standards, you know. Never get involved in anything unless it's a formal presentation by the authority, you know, with the sanction, approval stamp, and, you know, your clubhouse membership and all that happy horse shit that the rest of the cabal spoon feeds them. And then they all get on board. Oh, yeah, wonderful. Look at this. We've got one, too. Wonderful, great, awesome. And, hey, he's doing the right thing. He's getting rich. Or they are, and we're all rich. And let's buzz around and do our thing. But every sect of all of it, even that, any of it, all of it, it's the same traits. It's the same identical characterizations. And it's a sadist foremost. You know, the top echelon that orchestrates it all. Sadist first. Sadism first. And then all the other little speckles of uniqueness are blended into a pure log of sadism. No matter the event, the content, the agenda. No, it's sadism. Yep. They're force driving certain issues also. The Bitcoin shitcoin thing. You know, because it's so illegitimate. You know, they get behind that illegitimacy and they push and heave and hoe and never stop. Or like with the flu, hachoo, and then before you know it, everybody's a vaxxed, dormant WMD. You know, they had these plans made way back in the early 80s. Cherry 2000's a movie. You're sitting there wondering why they're staring at a computer screen, making a decision whether or not to date a person. It's because of the vax. Well, they weren't vaxxed back then. Well, they were in the deep journals of the same concept of Orwellianism. You know, they've already had mass vaccination programs. And now they're just abusing it. You know, they're faking illness and sickness and pandemics just to push the narrative of everybody line up now. It's time to be experimented on and get your new WMDs to sit dormant in you and victimize everyone else. There you have it. I like our military, you know. Oh, we got global terrorism. We're going to stop it. Well, they blew up their own buildings and then took all the money again and grinned and said, we got this. Not on my watch. And they're the terrorists. And the foreigners are the terrorists. They're the partnership. They've amalgamated globally. Of course they're the terrorists. I mean, it bucked up our own terrorists here where they started pointing their guns at us freely. Yep. Pull up in the river on a boat. Non-emotional or anything, just trying to get directions. I've got these young guys pointing 50 calibers at me. Willingly. And now, that was 25 years ago. And since then, they also tried to sink my boat. Yeah. They purposefully tried to sink my fucking boat with their fucking big ass shit. That's cool. No one's ever held accountable. The judge will grin at you while he pedophiles on the children. Grin at you and dare you to be in contempt. In other words, bend over, grovel, and worship their illicitness. And then still respect them as some sort of formal authority, legitimate authority. I've never wanted to go that deep into non-reality. I think I'll stick with reality myself. And I haven't met a non-corrupt judge yet. And I don't hang out with them. And I don't go there frequently. I try to stay away from the cops, the judges, the government, or even the people. You know, you try to approach these people, they're just as vicious because it's the same schematic. There's no difference. Anyway, I've been ranting again. I'm going fishing, fuck it. What do I got to do to make money in this country? You know, I think it's pretty fucked. And then you got these social trenders and platforms. Is that what we rely on for, because outside here in the other reality, it's just as fucked as online. Where's the money? That's what I want to know. What do I have to do to get money? Huh. And you all remain silent out there watching this, because that's what you've done all along anyway. And when you do emerge, it's just a bunch of quips with a sharp, dark mouth, spouting your sadistic slickness. Jason Faulkner, aka Shop Weasel. Yeah, I'm going fishing. Fuck it. Thank you for your time. Don't care if you like my video or not. You probably so shot out. You can't function normal, so it don't matter. Thank you.